This is a d20, and when you roll it, you have a chance to roll a nat 20 on it. And what happens when you roll a nat 20? Well, you roll double your damage dice. And if you're a high level barbarian, triple your damage dice. So, that's boring. Yes, it's epic, but in a way, it still kind of sucks. Because let's say you have a longsword, 1d8 damage if you're holding it with one hand. You roll nat 20, you get 2 damage dice, so that's 2d8. You roll a 1 and a 1. Plus your bonus, so let's say it's about plus 6. So you do 8 damage. Next attack, you roll 15 plus your thing, you hit him. You hit the monster. You roll that 1d8, you roll an 8, plus that 2, whatever I said earlier. Boom, you did more damage with that than you did a critical. I don't agree with that rule. One of my DMs, he likes to rule it as you roll a critical, you take your max damage. So again, back to the longsword, you do 8 damage, you roll to add to that. So you do 8, let's say you roll again just a 1, plus 6, 7, 8 plus 7 is 15. You go back, you roll an 8 on a basic roll, you only get a max of 14. So you only get a max of 14. That is one rule my DM plays, and I took it. So that's how I play, critical rolls. Now, that is cool and anything, but also I think crits should mean more than just double damage. And that's where the most unused dice for players comes in handy. Right here. You may say these are 2d10s. I say this is a d100. And now you smart people will be like, oh fuck, what is he doing with the d100? See, now this is where my players have fun. After they roll a crit, they do the damage, I allow them to roll a d100, which most of the time means nothing. You roll it, you get a 64. But sometimes they get lucky. If they roll a 90 to 99, you roll a d4. Now, what does this d4 do? Well, 2, you cut off their left arm. There's the twist. I like to do severe injuries for dice rolls. So, d100s, and whatever you get on it is the severity of that damage. But you see, when I said 90 to 99, I left one thing out. 100. Oh, let me tell you about the 100. In my games, I play 100s as instant death. It's never happened. You know why? Because that's a 1 in 100 chance of happening. But that's how I like to spice up some of my d20 rolls. But I've heard other ones. What my DM, the one that does the max damage plus, he does something a little different. It's a set amount of rolls. You roll a nat 20. Then the person that you attacked rolls another dice, which is a Constitution savings throw. They fail, then they roll on a severity chart. So it could either be knocked prone or anything. But if you get the failure, the instant one, a nat 1, then you roll another d20. And that is your severity chart. So, it was 2 through 20 is lose a body part, like lose a limb, lose an arm, a leg, lose an organ, lose an eye. But if God really hates you that day and you roll another nat 1, you instantly die. Now, this is a vice versa roll. So, monsters get it and player characters get it. But yeah, that's the best way to spice up nat 20s. If you don't agree with it, well, you're wrong. And that's really been it. So you should lick that subscribe button and do whatever else you want. I'm not your boss. But, outro.